Yeah, absolutely, Tony. Um, Look, as a brief summary, I really love the part of real estate that deals with the financial freedom and the personal freedom. And I've used the real estate vehicle as an investor to buy me time. So everybody's a little bit different, but if financial freedom is important to you, and if freedom in general is important to you, then you realize what a blessing it is to have more time in your day and time in your week. So, what I want to cover in the next as many shows as we can get, let's say 9 or 10, is how to work towards financial freedom and to claim back 20 hours of each week. The biggest challenge or the biggest thing that I've come across so far from both clients or customers that are either getting started or expanding in the real estate investment world is they want to do it without having to take a job far away from home. Because when you're trying to save your deposit for your first property or your 15th property, the biggest hurdle is that, well, I just don't have the time now to give me time back later. So if I can impart a little bit of my experience and cover a few of those things that have been asked of me in the past. Wow, I've been investing for 29 years now. So in that past little while,
Wow.
is if you can do it without taking a job far away from home and without having to work with clients that you don't necessarily respect, which means that if you're being hired by a company and they're giving you extra shifts to work on a project you don't like, or if you're working for yourself and you have to say yes or no to clients and prospects, that freedom actually gives you the right to say, hell no, or to say yes or no to jobs that, I mean, if you're desperate for money, you're going to say yes to any project that comes along, any company that offers you a shift. But if you do have a bit of freedom, you'll be able to say no to the jobs you don't like, and you can work with the clients that you do like without compromising what you're offering to them, whether it's a product or a service. If you're not stressed about the money thing, if you're not painted into a corner, to use a renovator's term, you don't have to compromise the service that you're offering, and you don't have to compromise the product. Even if you're not perhaps an academic genius. So if the last thing you want to do is have to go back to get your master's, to get an MBA, to go back to get even more advanced degrees, or a specialist, you don't need to go back to become a specialist in whatever you're working in at the moment. And in a day where I guess there's a little bit of office politics, even though some of us are working from home, you no longer have to be the boss's pet. You don't have to be the boss's favorite. So a lot of people that say, look, I'd love to invest in real estate, but the but is usually the not wanting to work the extra shift for a deposit, not wanting to work through the night, not wanting to desperately look for new jobs and new clients. And of course, not coming home exhausted every night, because you still want to have the energy to socialize, to give back to your family. But what I have realized, and I have to do a little disclaimer here, Tony.
Yes.
Everything I say is from my own experience. So this is my own experience that I've gone through in Sydney. And some people will have different needs and different experiences to me. So this show isn't going to be something that teaches you specific things for your specific circumstance, but take this as just general advice coming from my history and what I've done. But across the board, what I've seen in my own life is that the opportunities that we get, they grow from seeds. Think of it this way, Tony. Big companies, the really big successes these days, like the Netflix, the Amazon, even Uber, they grew from little concepts and little ideas first. They weren't something that just all of a sudden came as a big bucket of, oh, here you go, here's an X amount to help you with your deposit. But many people these days, I don't want to sound like the old grandfather saying, young people in my day, but a lot of people now, and a lot of people, I guess, previously, try to harvest without planting the seeds. I'm not much of a farmer, I do have to say. I have a green thumb, but that's about it. But many people try to harvest without planting seeds. Instead, treat your finances and treat your real estate investments the way that you would treat your professional clients, the way you treat your job. And that is, put time into it, get better every year, keep on improving, and keep on doing more than the basic minimum. Because your future's not written in stone.
So, Amir, what you're saying is from little things, big things can grow, even with real estate.
I think that's somebody else's advert. But yes, from little seeds, you can grow an investment portfolio. But yes, I do like that superannuation ad. That was
yes.
that's memory.
From little things, big things grow. And
yeah,
that's
absolutely.
your experience, Amir, isn't it? That's your experience, that your future is not written in stone.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Tony, it's instead, I treat my finances the same way as I treat my professional service. If my future's not written in stone and I get to make those choices, then technology these days, especially over the last 12 months, means that modern technology uses nicer fonts. So you can really get a lot more done. And you can now control your future, whether it's real estate investing or spending your time the way that you choose to, with a lot more control, because you have the tools. The thing is, most professionals, they waste the time on different courses that they do online. They waste their time trying to learn things, but these short courses don't monetize. What do I mean by that? I mean, there's always another course, another DIY that teaches you how to build a better fence, how to paint your house faster, how to invest in rural New South Wales.
Yes.
But if those courses don't help you monetize, then all you're doing is spinning the wheels. And instead of that, spend your time on a system that actually buys back your time. So most of us already have the tools. You just have to stop leaving them on the shelf to rust. Most of the tools that you already have in your arsenal, and I'm not talking specifically real estate, I'm talking about people who have had experience with other people. If you've worked in a job where you've worked in a team or where you've served customers face-to-face, whether you've been answering things over the phone, working in a call center, emailing, you're already working customer to customer, person to person. The great experience you've had is the fact that you're now a great communicator. Let's face it, there will be a few people that live out on the farm and talk to one person a month. But the vast majority of people, I guess, watching your show, Tony,
yes,
are the people that work in either a metro area or at the very least use their internet to work in a non-agricultural way, in a way that requires communication, that requires networking, that requires that social presence. So the fact that many professionals delay their real estate is because they think they need a specific skill in real estate. But that's not the reality. The reality is that you can use your communication skills right now. So start using your communication skill instead of just trying to come up with a larger deposit, instead of just trying to use your money to get into real estate. Start using your communication skills. You can start right now with communication, and you don't need for the conditions in real estate to be perfect.